welcome to The Explainer. You know, we live in a world that's supposed to be more connected than ever, right? But so often, our relationships just feel chaotic, kind of messy. So today, we're going to dig into a really timeless framework for bringing some order back. We're talking about how to reshape our connections using the wisdom of Christ's love.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with our family, our relatives. Then we'll move out a bit to our acquaintances. After that, we'll talk about strangers. And then we'll tie it all together to see how this creates a whole new way of living.
So let's kick things off with this quote. I mean, think about it for a second. It really hits on this weird paradox we see all the time, doesn't it? We keep our relatives at arm's length, but we're super familiar with strangers, and we get way too close to acquaintances. It's a total recipe for confusion and, honestly, a lot of friction.
And that really brings up a huge question, right? If the way we're doing things now just leads to blurred lines and chaos, you have to wonder, is there a better way? Is there some kind of timeless, God-given order we can look to for real clarity and peace and how we relate to each other?
Well, the Bible actually gives us a powerful answer. And it all starts right where you'd expect, at home, with our family. The guiding idea here is what we'll call love with restraint.
First things first, we've got to get our heads around the biblical idea of family. See, it's not just a social thing. It's seen as a sacred institution, something God Himself established, with marriage right at the heart of it. And that changes everything, because it gives family this incredible, holy purpose.
Okay, so here's where we see the big difference. On one hand, you have that modern problem we've all felt, right? That feeling of being totally suffocated by family, where being too close just creates tension. But the biblical wisdom offers something else. Love with restraint. And let's be clear, this isn't about being cold or distant, not at all. It's about creating healthy, respectful boundaries, kind of like the way Christ loves the church, sacrificially, but with honor and respect.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it means you guide your kids, you don't control them. It means you provide for your family not just with stuff, but with spiritual support too. And just look at the story of Naomi and Ruth. I mean, their relationship was built on pure respect and sacrifice. It was a love that went way beyond blood ties. That's how a family turns into a place that truly reflects God's glory.
All right, let's move outward to the next circle of our relationships, our acquaintances and our friends. For this group, the principle is a little different. It's truth with love.
This verse right here, it's so powerful and maybe a little challenging. Wounds from a friend can be trusted. Think about that. It's saying that a real friendship isn't just about patting each other on the back. A true friend is someone who loves you enough to say the hard thing, the thing that might even hurt a little, because they care more about your growth than your temporary comfort.
So how do you actually build friendships like that? Well, the Bible lays out a pretty clear path. Step 1, choose your friends wisely. I mean, bad company really does corrupt good character. Step 2, be willing to speak the truth, but always, always in love. The goal is to build up, not tear down. Step 3 is to actually be there for each other, to help carry the heavy stuff. And finally, number 4, and this one is huge, protect their privacy. Stay away from gossip. The Bible literally calls it a destructive fire.
And now, let's look at the final circle, the widest one of all, strangers. You know, in our world today, it feels like we can be so connected online, yet so isolated in real life. The Bible's challenge to us here is to live out warmth with light.
Love your neighbor as yourself. I mean, this is probably one of the most famous lines in the entire Bible. But what Jesus does with it is revolutionary. Through the story of the Good Samaritan, He just blows up our definition of neighbor. It's not about who lives next door. It's about anyone we see in need, no matter who they are or where they come from. It totally changes the game on who we're called to care for.
And this isn't some lofty, abstract concept. It's supposed to be super practical. We're told to welcome the foreigner, to show hospitality. You never know, you could be entertaining angels. It's about being a conduit for Christ's love in the simplest ways. Seriously, think about it. A smile, a simple hello, a small act of kindness. Those little things can be a massive light in a person's life and push back against the loneliness that's everywhere.
Okay, so here's the really beautiful part. These 3 ideas, love with restraint, truth with love, and warmth with light, they aren't just separate rules for separate people. The real magic is how they all weave together.
They create this incredible, consistent way of living out love.
Let's just pull this all together and look at it one more time. For our relatives, it's love with restraint, with the goal of making our family a place that honors God. For our acquaintances and friends, it's truth with love, helping each other grow. And for strangers, it's warmth with light, becoming a channel for God's love to flow into the world. You see, every single relationship has its own special, holy purpose. There's an order to it.
And this is what it's all about. When we start actually practicing love with restraint in our families and insisting on truth with love in our friendships and really living out warmth with light with strangers, something incredible happens. Our relationships stop being messy and chaotic. Instead, they become a powerful, visible sign of Christ's love in the world. Our lives literally become a living witness.
But let's be real. Where do we get this strength to love like this? Because it's not something we can just drum up on our own. And the Bible is crystal clear on this point. The only reason we can love at all is because He first loved us. It's a response. This power flows from a divine source, a love so big it breaks down every human barrier, because it comes from God Himself.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to take with you. Just think about your own life, your family, your friendships, even the strangers you'll cross paths with this week. In which one of those relationships, just one, can you choose to start today? Where can you be that salt and light for the world?
Thank you for listening. See you next time.